Ask any magician their favorite card control and they're gonna have an answer. There's a myriad of amazing, sometimes crazy card controls out there, and I think there's validity to all of them. And I love even trying to come up with what are new ways that we can maneuver cards to make incredible illusions. But to this day, tried and true, I'll tell you, the double undercut is just where it's at. Hush. Don't take this for granted, guys. If you are a seasoned hobbyist or professional, you may have forgotten or taken for granted the double undercut. Or you might just view it as a necessary evil of like, you wish it were more cool or elegant, but I just gotta get through it to get on with the trick. Don't undersell it. This is an amazing sleight of hand move. It's a workhorse sleight of hand move that does exactly what it intends to. This is one of those moves that is almost like the double lift in it both says double. It's just a bread and butter move, right? It is so foundational. If you don't have other card controls under your tool belt, this is such a good one to use, but also it's such a good one to fall back on. It's so usable in so many situations. It's really a move you should be aware of, so let's get into the double undercut. So let's say you have a card selected and you want it to be controlled to the top of the deck. Well, here's what you can do. First, you need to cut it into the deck, and you're going to keep a break when you do. But first, if you're not familiar, holding the deck in dealer's grip is something we've been talking about a lot so far. We haven't talked as much about biddle grip and swing cutting. So again, biddle grip is holding the deck like this in your dominant hand. I'm left-handed here. And the way I like to talk about that is making a Spider-Man pose and then just holding the deck like that. From biddle grip, you're able to use your index finger to pull up a packet of cards, pinch it with your subordinate hand, the hand you would usually hold cards in dealer's grip in, and you're going to transfer it into dealer's grip. So this is a way that magicians and card workers cut cards. Now this helps us be comfortable and maneuver the deck and do sleight of hand with it. So before you even get to the control, I highly encourage you to get comfortable with swing cutting cards. It pivots off of the thumb. That's something else to be aware of. So just get comfortable with that. You're lifting, swinging, pinching, and cutting over. So the first part of this, with a card selected, I'm going to leave it face up for now, is swing cutting the cards over, and then placing the rest of these cards down on top of a pinky break. Pinky break is just holding some air and almost having the cards, allowing the cards to pinch that pinky. But of course that's hidden from the front. So again, we've swing cut onto a break. And just to sell that a little bit, we're gonna dribble some cards by lifting above the break. So leave some cards there and dribble down. So the break is maintained, but it looks a little more casual, a little more natural. Because if you just did this, there's something fishy there. Magicians are always doing fishy things. We want to throw that off a little bit by just dribbling the cards and saying, we're going to leave your cards somewhere in there. So the break is maintained. Then, under the guise of further mixing the cards, we're actually going to get this card back to the top. So we've placed it inside. You can square up, and then here is the double undercut move. You're gonna take some of the cards below the break, and you're almost doing a reverse of a swing cut. So you're gonna go from holding the pinky break to holding that break with your thumb of your dominant hand. You see how that works? So we have the pinky break held, and then we're transferring it to the thumb. That's just so that this hand can pull off some of the cards below the break, but not all, and bring them to the top. When you bring them to the top, your other fingers are going to have to get out of the way, and it doesn't have to be perfectly square, but you just need to get them to where they're being held up top. Now you have the selection and some more cards left that you can then cut up to the top. In his book, Strong Magic, Darwin Ortiz talks about building prestige with your audience. This is taking the true things about yourself, but using them in a way that will elevate the experience of the performance of your magic, and they'll actually psychologically enjoy your tricks more. So to that end, what if I gave you permission to be part of an exclusive magic club right now? Yes, that's right. To be a part of the Hobbyist Magic Club, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel. Of course, I'm being a little bit silly with that, but I truly want you to view yourself as a member of the Hobbyist Magic Club. All you have to do is subscribe, and hey, go share that with your audiences when you're performing magic to them. Let them know that you're part of an exclusive magic club. I'm giving you permission to say that right now. If you want to be a part of the Hobbyist Magic Club, subscribe now and enjoy the other tutorials, reviews, and discussions that will be posted here to help you enjoy and perform your magic. So there's some really interesting psychology behind this. You've cut the deck and you've cut the card into the deck. Use that dribble as a little subtlety. And then when you further mix these cards, if you were to just cut it back up, there's something in our psychology to me that I think that would be less fooling. If you just cut it in, and then you cut it to the top. It's too retraceable. You do an action and then you reverse the action. So even if they don't consciously notice it, there might be something fishy in the subconscious going on of your spectator's mind. So it's by making this an odd number of actions, I think, that makes the double undercut work. Here's what I mean. You've cut the card in once. So, okay, one cut into the deck. That next cut almost looks like oh, did he just put the card back on top, right? But then by making it an odd number of cuts, once again, because we've done one cut in, another cut, and a third cut, now it feels more fooling. Now it feels more convincing to the audience member. And so I think that's some of the psychology of why it's so simple, but I think it does it just right to convince them that you've mixed the card in. So again, at speed, that has controlled the card. And of course, now it's time for the magician's angle. This will just give you a closer picture of it. So again, we've had a card selected. We're going to place that card by swing cutting it in, placing a break down, dribbling above the break, and then the double undercut itself is we're going to transfer to a thumb break in the dominant hand, take some cards, put them on top, take some cards, put them on top, square everything up. Part of the beauty of the double undercut, in my opinion, is that it does not call attention to itself. It looks like exactly what it's claiming to be. You're just moving some cards around. You know, there's something to be said for that. A pass is cool, right? Other card controls have fanciness to them. But in this case, we're not trying to call attention to a magic moment happening. We're trying to do some dirty work so that we can call attention to a magic moment later. So I think it's actually really great, really important that moves like that have a bit of an unassumedness to them. Let me know below, what are your opinions of the double undercut? Do you use it? Do you not use it? Or what's your favorite card control? I think I asked that with the Herman pass, but maybe there will be some other answers. So let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye.